Hey, what's up? It's Achilles, and today we're playing, I guess, the main deck that I'm playing in OP13. And I say I guess because it's going to be in between this Goldie Roger, which I played a lot of red, purple, Luffy, and basically he does everything I want to do with red, purple, Luffy, but a little bit better, and maybe like Kagara, which I've gotten a lot of success with lately. But out of the new leaders, this is the one that I ended up gravitating to. Even though I thought I was gonna be playing Salvo, but I'm still be messing around with Salvo and Red Green Luffy and other leaders. Just this one is the one that I'm gonna probably try to take to regionals. If not, it'll be Kagara. But I won't do too much of a deck breakdown here. We'll leave that towards the end. Right now, we'll just show some locals gameplay. So strap in and get ready for our first match. All right, so our first matchup is the Green Zoro matchup, and this is a really scary matchup, especially since it got more aggressive with the Law Edition. We decided to go first just to make it a less aggressive experience against us, maybe slow it down by at least one turn. And the Zoro goes and plays a really good Tudon play. We don't have anything to remove him early, and yeah, so now he's not going to be able to swing into us, and we get the perfect Tudon play, which is the event. Generally, our alternate play is the buggy, which is a 2k counter. With this, we're able to get rid of, yes, it is a 3k counter, but you need a Dawn up, and mostly needed for late game. So a really good alternative. Generally in the Roger build, I don't want to counter early while he's a 5k leader. And it looks like he plays out the Mihawk Zoro combo, which is a really good, perfect card combo. He did forget to restand the Tudon when playing him, which would have made that swing a lot more impactful. I end up countering out now because I'm not going to be able to counter out of his AK swings, and because he didn't restand those Tudon and swing 8 at me, I was like, let me go ahead and just take advantage of that swing. He does do the second part, which is restand the Zoro, and I don't know if this was him being nervous or he's just playing a little too fast here. I know this isn't his main deck, and this is definitely a lot of people testing out a lot of different things. So now on a 4 Dawn or 5 Dawn turn, well, it's actually 6. So that's going to bring us to 7, which gives us a buggy, which is going to put us to 8. So double wrapping is definitely great. A great turn. What is that? 6 Dawn play. It's another reason why I like this deck. We're able to double ramp, get us to where we need to be in next turn. We will be at the 10 Dawn mark, and we're at 5 lives, so it'll be a lot easier to protect our lives next turn. Now he definitely has an easy play here. Looking at, he has a Tashigi. He needs to get rid of that Bond Clay. Generally, you play the Bond Clay just as a spell. Normally, he's easy to pop, but just getting the active Dawn back is always worth playing him. He's gonna get a free swing into there, and there's no protecting that Bond Clay. He has a few aggressive plays here that he could do, which I think I would do in my situation. Definitely the 8 to the face. We're gonna definitely take that, as well as he swings 5 here, which is easy 1k, but We don't have too many cards in hand, so we're okay with taking this. Normally, if we didn't counter out earlier, we would have planned to have been at 3 lives this life, and we take another one, which gets him into what looks like a really good position. We hit our 10 Don, seeing with our gold bell. He forgets to restand the Zoro. Either it's not that he forgets, or maybe he just doesn't want us to go into board. So we're gonna look for 1 Don. So it definitely looks like we didn't have a good 9 Don play here. And with us not having the promo, because the promo would have been definitely the search I wanted to do. We do use the Shanks to find a good 8 Don turn here. I want to say that Rayleigh wouldn't have been a bad play either. Being able to maybe minus down the Tashiki, pop the Zoro, or even just minus down the Zoro, so our buggy. I mean, not our Zoro, but this is just a lot of different plays we could have done. But we got the Rayleigh, which is going to rest down that Tashiki, and we're going to have 2 good swings to swing into it at 8 swing. Which, if he counters out of here, we'll swing again at it, but because he has that blocker, he can definitely keep it protected. But he definitely counters out with 2 1Ks, which lets me know that he doesn't have that much counter in hand, which I guess is the reason why he decided to keep the blocker and let it go. Not having that much counter meaning he would be able to protect his life later. I'm not too sure exactly why not keep that Tashiki on board and let the blocker go. I think is what I would have done. That would at least allow you to put a lot of pressure on. I have two Don. I do have a few cards in hand, so he's gonna attach 4, swing into the Rayleigh. We're gonna go ahead and try to protect that, knowing that he would have to attach a lot more Don. And if I could just throw a 1K at the Zoro swing, if he decides to swing back at leader, he does attach 1 Don and swing at to remind him that it's a 7K leader, which generally it wouldn't have been, but I did double ramp, so that got me there. But even so, the Rayleigh would have ramped me as well, but he just forgot. And I think maybe that might have, if he would have remembered that I was a 7K leader, maybe he would have kept the Tashiki on board just to have something with less Donna investment to swing into me. So now he's trying to decide. He's going to go 9 again, which I have to give a 2K to give up. And he can also go 9 into it again, but he decides to go life, and I need to replenish some of my hand size. Maybe look for a bigger card to play for. It definitely looks like I didn't have too many big cards to play, but we definitely have a huge hand now, our bigger hand than what we had before. We do have a 9K swing coming at him, and he has a blocker, but he does have a lot of life and not too many cards in hand. We are going to play the Nugate out, which is going to make our leader a 9K, and we'll swing that 9K into his face. Knowing he doesn't have that many, he's either going to go down to 2. Our block, we're going to go ahead and grab the counter out just to remind him that our leader is a 9K leader. And He goes in and takes, we pass, we leave 1 Don up. So if we do have an event, it's even harder for him to swing. So the Zoro definitely can swing huge into our board. I can see him attacking into the Rayleigh twice. I do only have 1 life left, but with the restand event, that's gonna put a lot of pressure into us. He's gonna swing 9 into our Rayleigh, and just trying to think of how much Don he has left over after that. I see that he has 9, that's 3 and another 3. So with him being able to restand a few more times, especially with the event, I just didn't want, and yeah, we'll go ahead and give him the 1K for that swing. Just trying to understand what he wants to do. If he does have the restand event, he can play it now. If he doesn't have the restand event, he can definitely play out like a law and bounce some stuff back. We see that he has the Hiyori to search for something. He does. We have 2 swings on the crackback, and he does have a blocker. If we don't play, and I only have 4 cards in hand, so I don't have too many cards. With the restand event, because he swung into our leader already, he'll be able to put a little pressure, but he does put the law down, which I assume he would bounce back the 2K and maybe play something out, or even if he doesn't play anything out, looking at his hand, trying to see, I think I definitely would bounce the 2K back, but he ends up passing. I don't know if that's because he believes he has to play something out. There's no reason not to bounce that 2K back to hand and just have some more defense in line. Definitely a play I would look into doing. I do only have 4 now, 5 cards in hand. I play something, so I'll be back at 4. So I'm just trying to decide. I feel like I know he has restand event, but we'll go ahead and just drop the Shanks down, making all of his attackers not viable without attaching Don to them. So that's just less Don onto Zoro. We're gonna go 7 into him, so he can't like block in 2K with the Shanks being out. At least is the stance on my play. I do have only 4 cards in hand. We're gonna go 10, which now makes his blocker active, and then we're gonna swing another 12 into him, which he decides to block now because he didn't want to go down to 0 just in case. I guess next turn I want to play like a Roger or something like that. He doesn't want to put me at 0. Now my leader is only 7, so it's going to be harder for me to counter out of a bigger swing with the Zoro. Be honest, what if he throws everything on to Zoro and leave just 3 Don up? That's still 2 attacks that I have to deal with. Can I deal with a yeah, it really comes down with, in my thoughts, if I'm playing the Zoro, if I could get out of a what is that, 11? Oh no, 12. 12. 7. Yeah, it's looking like if I need 3 2Ks, I don't have any events up, but he does swing with a smaller number, which is 9, which I would need a 2 and a 1, which is still a good swing. It's using 4 Don, so he decides to do 5 Don, swinging 10 at the new gate, which I'm gonna let go. Him swinging 10 and then 10 into my life. Which I'm gonna take. He's gonna use the restand event and swing another 10 into my face, which actually definitely have 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So I had the 2 2Ks, and yeah, if he had another restand event and maybe went 9, maybe, but I don't think so. He does put 2 Dawn on him and swing, which I had another 2K. I was ready for that, and the swing is actually 7, so he just broke. Just breaking that like neutral. So even if I didn't have the Shanks out on board and I played something different, but now I'm at 0 life, he can't block. He didn't have a blocker, so I don't think I needed to do that. But just put another rusher on board. He'll take 12. Yep, and that's game there. So he didn't really make any mistakes. I think he could have been a little bit more aggressive, but now we're going into this Imu matchup, and this is a matchup that really depends on Roger ramping faster than Imu can deal with, which is most of the matchups. I do win dice roll, where I will go second in my choice. I do play Shanks down. I don't think I needed to attach there, but I think I just did out of habit. I think I was supposed to tap that one. Yeah. But we do get our event, which is always great. Generally, if we don't have it in our hand already, that's what we're aiming for. And I'll go ahead and just show the camera what I got. He goes ahead and shows the camera what he has. We can kind of see his hand. Maybe I should try aiming to show it. I do like the overview versus the in front of me view. In front of me view, I can kind of forget the camera's there and just play naturally. When the camera's in front of me, I'm like trying to dodge around the camera. I'm looking through the camera. Which I know a lot of people like that in front of camera view. He does swing 5 at life. I do take. Then camera view, where people get to see my hand and kind of see why, or try to understand why I did what I did. Go ahead and attach what I forgot to do earlier, or which I did on the turn I did need to, and now with having that 3 down, I did draw a Douglas Buster, bullet, which I didn't have before. He's good to have on board just as another attacker to go aggro when I do decide to double ramp, which I think I am going to be able to with the Bond Clay and the event. And Imu, they're just doing a lot of things, which I think I need to. I don't want to play Imu, but I think I need to play Imu just to understand what they're doing, making sure that they're doing everything right. He's gonna swing huge into me, which I'm gonna just take for sure. I think it's good on them to get the blockers out early and just kind of keep as much counter as possible in hand while staying healthy as possible, because I win when I get them down to 0 and I can play Roger. Because generally against other decks, they can kind of like take life aggressively, and then when they get to 10 Don, they can kind of just, and I want to say I guess that's against non-red decks, take life aggressively and not worry about life in the late game once they're playing 2 blockers per turn and have so many event counters in hand. But just making sure I got the Don play right. I think I'm trying to see if I can get away with I don't remember the hand exactly, but I'm trying to see if I can get to 10 now, which I don't think I can, even with the Bond Clay giving me an active. If we had one more card with like I guess a lower requirement, then maybe we could have definitely ramped one. This is a guy who's pretty good, by the way, on Imu, piloting Imu. He's pretty good. I think he just started playing, but he plays a lot of other card games. And I think his very first One Piece tournament, he made it to finals as Bonnie. I think I have that also on cam, so this is like the second time playing him. And then instead of doing the event, we go ahead and just play out the Buster Douglas. Just get out more bodies to be able to swing into. This guy is now a 6K Douglas Buster swing, which I probably should have done first, and then swing another 6. Oh, I guess it's 6/6. Since I'm at that's 4. Yeah, I'm at 9 Don, so I couldn't hit the mark. So yeah, swing 6/6, have him deal with that. He does have the blocker on board, which I think we're in a really good spot right now. I believe he is at, well, that's 3 Don. I think he's at 7 Don now. I tell him which one or what the Bond Clay does. The Bond Clay copies, so it's a 5K, so it would copy a 5K swing. And I think in this matchup, it would always copy a 5K swing. So the Douglas Buster is actually the better swing in this matchup, and actually leaving Bond Clay on, which a lot of people would not do. So yeah, 7 Don. But yeah, getting to pop him. Play out his cards, do his search. He's doing his Imu thing, but we still do have some good bodies on board. If they want to swing into the Douglas Buster, Douglas Butlet. I call him a Buster. I haven't seen the movie, but I assume he's a Buster because he's the antagonist of the movie, right? I don't know. I need to watch it. So he definitely is doing his Imu things. Has 3 Don up. And also you can tell he plays a different card game because Jessica plays where he places his leader. I don't know if that's Digimon or if that's Pokemon or some other card game, or maybe even Magic Commander. Who knows? But we're at our 10 Don. Our leader is now an 8K. We are not in the best, but we're gonna go ahead and copy swing 5. He gives us is that a 1K? Yeah, the 1K rusher. Ideally, I think Roger is what we want to play down here, which we do get. Buffing him, and we're gonna swing 10 at face with the 1 Don added to him. The new gates are just so great. I'm still deciding on the ratios when the promo does come out. Obviously right now I have Nugate at 4, and he does use that blocker, which is good because it would have got popped next turn if he didn't do that. But yeah, the Nugate, I think I was saying, I have him at 4 right now. When the promo comes out, the plan was to drop him down to 2 and bump up the promo to 4. But after playing for a bit, I'm thinking I don't know if I need to just run 4 and 4, or maybe just 3 and 4, 3 new gates for promos, just so I could just keep him at a 9k leader permanently. If I can do that while establishing the 10k body, it's just always great. It's harder for your opponents. He does play out the Jupiter because he's at 9 Don, so even if he has Elders in hand, there's not a lot he can do. He is establishing a lot of bodies this turn. I don't foresee him swinging into me this turn. The new gate just gives me so much value, and he just doesn't have enough Dawn. Yeah, he literally doesn't have enough Dawn left now. He can't go into the Bond Clay, which gave us more value than most games. I would say whenever he gets to swing, it's always great. Not too many cards in hand on his part either, which is great with us having these big bodies. Well, with us having a leader. I'm counting leader as a big body because he's 7. Okay. So I think on this next turn, and I do have quite a few. That was a misplay on my part for sure. My leader is 9k, and I think he swung 7. Oh no, he didn't. He swung 9. The Saint Jupiter plus the 2 Don 9. Yeah. So I go ahead and take it. I feel like I'm healthy enough, and also I need to get into Roger range just in case the blockers start to pile up, as well as just find other cards. I do have a lot of cards in hand. I need to take the counter off. Yep, perfect timing. The camera is shaky. I think it is on table. So we swing 7, we swing 10, which tells me I'm not playing a new gate this turn. Most likely with all the cards in hand, I'm playing out of Shanks, I would say. With all that Don up, he does have a blocker, but no matter what, he would have to give me counter to keep it alive, and that's just not something Imu does. He goes and gets his draw. And yeah, here comes out the Shanks. And we'll swing 12 at him. Now we got him down to not a lot of cards in hand. And he can finally play out his Imu, but we do have a lot of big bodies on board, and there's not a lot he can do. He does get a lot of Dawn, and that's the one thing about that deck is, like, for the amount of resources that they play and for the amount that it costs, Just being able to play out all the elders for 4 Dawn is really insane, and he has enough Dawn to stick more Dawn onto them. So the Shanks is very valuable in this matchup, just to fight the free plus damage or plus he gets from Jupiter. Jupiter is a 6k body right now, so I think he would have to attach a Dawn to just tax 1 Dawn from me. I mean, to attach a counter from me. He does tap and search, which tells me that he doesn't have elders immediately, or maybe he does have elders. Either he got elders from this, or there is a piece that he's missing for elders. He does end up trashing elders. Uses the effect. I don't know. I don't know what the plan is. I think he's thinking the Shanks is only attach 1 Dawn to the Imu, because definitely 19 cards in trash, so that's a 7k swing. Again, I'm trying to get down to 0. I think I may have Roger and hand, so now I can just continue to take, and then I do have a good chunk of cards in hand, with only 3 cards in trash. He's trying to think. This is a tough position to be in. We're both at 1 life. And there's a Roger to play around. So he does tap to 4. Or he's thinking about tapping the 4. Definitely tough decision to be in. Definitely would have attached 1 Dawn to Peter before, or Jupiter, before playing the elders out. Just get that extra pressure going on. But he's just trying to see what exactly he needs to do. And yeah, just a lot to think about. Here, he goes ahead and commits to the 5 elders. Yeah, so instead of trashing, he just goes ahead and plays it out. And it also looks like he's missing an elder, which is another probably reason why he was searching around. It isn't a blocker, luckily, on his part, but he is the rush. He's 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Well, -1, so 10 to 8. I'm able to counter out with a 2-1 here, and then with no other attacks, I think that is the play we end up doing. I'm just trying to make sure. Yeah, we give him a 2 and a 1. Bro, we're looking pretty healthy. He does have 2 blockers. We're not at 0 life. He just had to respect that and then go into board. Yeah, the only time you really can protect your board when that guy is out on the board is when you know all the attacks are done before the elders play. But there's multiple things we can do. He does have no Dawn up, so we don't have to worry about events. The leader is a 5k. Their leader is a 5k -7. We can easily split Dawn and try to get it, but they do have 2 blockers. We're gonna swing 10 to face just to see if we can get one of those blockers. Normally it's just the draw blocker here, but maybe he counters out. I'm definitely trying to see if I can get these blockers out now and maybe split or just make a decision without using any Dawn. And yeah, he gives us 5. Yeah, he gives us a lot of cards here, and then that leaves us with a few options here. We're gonna attach a Dawn here, and with me attaching a Dawn, I already know what play I'm gonna do. I'm gonna play the Silver Rayleighs. We're gonna minus him down. He does have only 1 card in hand, which means we got guaranteed lethal with that counter play. Yeah, because all we need is 7-9 to go through. We do still have a Dawn. Yeah, and this is us just telling him there's a rusher, 3 attacks. So yeah, 8 to face. He's gonna grab just to see if it's a 2K or not. We'll go 9. He'll block, and 13 R12. And yeah, that was a good game. Now we go on to our next match with the ace. Now, I believe this is another one where I won the dice roll and decided to go second. Take that event off curve for sure. Yeah, and this is him going first. And getting a good Ezo. Ezo is definitely a really good card for ace. You get the search and you get the cycle. He does get a rush ace ace out. Really good card, I would say, into Imu, just because they love to pop when they get to their 6th Dawn. So it's a really sticky card, and you can kind of be really aggressive with it. We do get our search out. And he's just searching. He's just asking if it's top 5, and that Shanks is top 5. We do end up grabbing a bullet here. 6K swing, one of our 6K swingers. So we'll go ahead and show at least what we have real quick. And we can kind of see his hand already, but went ahead and tapped the Dawn and passed after that. I don't know why my leader is way over there. Don't ask me. So he's gonna attach 2 Dawn and swing 8. We take those early game. Yeah, we go ahead and bring our guy over. And that Garp, which is a really good card, really really good card. Wish I could play him. Well, I can play him in red purple Luffy, but he gets a new gate, so now we know he has a 9 beard in hand, which is a good when you're going on your odd curve. So we have enough to play that bullet, which I believe is our play here. We're gonna go ahead and swing 6 into 6. He'll get his cycle on, which does get him into that Yamato. And I think he gets rid of the ace, because he knows that I don't remove anything. I think I'd like the ace still, just to be a little bit more aggressive on me. If that's what he got rid of, but I went ahead and put the -2 on him. And bam, he gets the Yamato. So yeah, he knows he's gonna play the Yamato to get the leader effect plus the draw 2. So good on him for doing that. Yeah, we're definitely gonna take. If you swing at us one hit at a time, we'll definitely take that. We are at 6 usable Dawn, 7 Dawn. So again, whenever I get here, so we're gonna see that we tap 1, and I'm supposed to tap an additional 1 there. Oh, well, that's the rested one. So I tap 1 and ramp 1. I'm forgetting to ramp. I'm supposed to tap 2 more Dawn, which I didn't do. Which I did the math for when I was doing it, but I ended up just not doing it. But we tap 2, get 2, so we do lose 3 cards out of hand, but our leader is a 7k swing, and I'm a 7k leader now. So definitely that turn put me way ahead, getting me to 10 Dawn. We're gonna go ahead and swing 6 at lead, looking to grab some cards out of his hand, or maybe add cards to his hand. It just depends on how he feels. Definitely with the AK swing, he's definitely gonna grab some cards there. That puts him at, I believe, what was that, 6 Dawn? No. He should be at either 7, so 7 Dawn, I believe, which he can't do his 8 drop event, which would kind of equalize him, which is another reason why you want to go second. So now he's just going to swing big with the Monkey D Garp. Definitely not the play he wanted to do, but I do give him the Buster. I could have protected the Buster, but he had 3 bigger swings to swing. And I'd rather just protect my life at this point. I think I'm so far ahead, and I already have the cards that I want to play in hand, as well as you have to worry about getting a huge hand size when they may be able to play pudding. So you don't want to go up too high. Just knowing when and where to defend. We're going 7 to face with 10 Dawn up. There's only one real thing to do there. He goes ahead and counters. Does the leader effect. We're gonna go and get rid of that guard just in case he wants to attach a lot more Dawn again and swing. And yes, the Shanks comes down. And we're gonna just go for body here. There's no reason to keep it on the board. And this kind of forces him to red rock if needed. He's just trying to understand how the -1000 works. If it's on his turn or my turn, it's on all turns. Really good static effect. Now that he's at 9 Don, he can definitely play his 8 cost event and establish some bodies on board. Normally, I think either 8 cost event or 9 beard here in this situation. If you can do an 8 cost event, leave one up for Rabim. That makes him a little safer. Which he does do the 8 cost event, and he's gonna play out the 9 beard to just get the plus. So he's the AK leader. AK is gonna go into our face. He gets to leave one up with that AK event. The only thing about that is, and it makes him a little bit safer for sure. And we do take just trying to get closer to Roger. I'm always thinking like, why did I take that one? Maybe didn't want to use the 2K right then and there. 2K would have been not bad. Don't know how much counters in my hand, but with one Shanks established, really good plays would either be white, our own Newgate, or another Shanks. Double Shanks usually puts him in a horrible position. Even when they red rock, we still have another one to deal with. That will bring down his Newgate from 9 to 8, which is just a 2K. So good defensive measure. We see that we have 8 Don available, so I don't, or at least I'm grabbing 2 Don. So we'll go ahead and just swing into him. And yeah, just we have 8 Don available. So most likely did not have Newgate, did not have Shanks. And Rayleigh's is just the aggressive play there. We did get a Rabim out, and we did get some counter out of his hand. The only thing about that is he may have 5 cards in hand now, but after his turn, definitely is going to be a little bit more. Now looking at his hand, he has Tax Beard, which can definitely slow us down, establish a body for him. Not horrible, but if we get another rusher, that rusher doesn't get taxed. So that's just one thing to think about. Putting a blocker will definitely, and he does the 8 cost event here, which is going to put out the Newgate. It's going to get 2 Don attached to the Newgate, 2 Don attached to Ace, and with us having 1 life, he can definitely press. He goes ahead and takes a life, so he's able to get plus 2,000 power for his next turn, which is definitely going to help him defensively. But losing that life is a hard decision. Getting rid of Tax Beard, so he gets 2 of the rested there, 2 of the rested on Ace, plus another 2 available to him, making him a 8. So he's a 10 cost leader now. We go 10 into our Rayleigh. We do have a couple of cards in hand, and we can 2K. That is a -1. So he's gonna swing. He's gonna pop our buggy and swing. I believe that's not at life. Yeah. So we give a 2 and a 1 to save our Rayleigh, swinging 11 at us, 11 at our 9, and he leaves 2 Don for the Uta. He does have all the blockers. I do have 1 life left. If he would have swung at life, that would have made his Uta irrelevant and his other blocker irrelevant. But now, just trying to see. Looks like that card there that we drew is what we top decked, and it is the Rayleigh, which is going to -3, -2, and we'll pop the Uta thanks to the Shanks, which minuses 1,000, and Rayleigh coming in kind of clutch there. A good defensive offensive play. He has 1 less blocker on the board. The new gate is now -3, -3, making him a 9k leader. Well, -4 actually, making him an 8k a blocker. And -2 on, or -2 from the Rayleigh on the new gate, plus the minus on the Shanks. And yeah, both of his big bodies aren't as big as they were before. We do have 2 extra Don. We're gonna swing 8 into the 7 new gate. See if we can get some cards out of his hand, or if he goes ahead and just takes it. He gives us a 2k, 8 into 7, which then I believe we're gonna proceed with a 9 into 7. Trying to decide if we're gonna attach a Don, which we don't. We just go 9 into 7. If he protects, which he minuses 2. Is it 7 or is it 8? It might be 8. Yeah, no, should be -2 and then 1. Yeah, I'm not sure if I think he gave an extra card because there's, yeah, he had to give in another card. So the event plus counter. Now we have 1 life. He has 2 swings on board. The new gate, he decides to swing. Just reminding him that, hey, he is minus power, so it's not 12. And we just give a 2k because he is a 8 cost with the -3 and the -1. And we'll see what he does here. He's trying to decide where he's going to swing, what he's going to do, if there's anything to do. Us just establishing the bodies. He can red rock. But with his blocker turning sideways, he does play the new gate out again, making him an AK body, 1 down up. I don't think he had an event, so he just attaches 1 and just swings huge into the Rayleigh. We're going ahead and just give him a 1K. And with these many bodies on board, plus a potential rusher, and I think he only had like 2 cards in hand, but he will get 2 more once he takes a life. What was that? 2 cards in hand, 3 cards, 3 cards in hand, 3 cards in hand, 3 swings or 4 swings, and no blocker. We're just gonna go ahead and see how much. We'll swing 11 and just milk the cards out there, leaving him with 1. He's an 8K leader, and that's another thing, making him an 8K leader. We had to swing more to get more. Now he has 1 card in hand with 2 lives. We can swing higher, or we can just go 8. I think 8 would have been the turn, but that's guaranteed game. We'll swing 12, and now I think he's telling me that I need to game him with Roger and not with Shanks. And I'm telling him that Roger's been absent out of Ace's life, so why would he be a part of it now, you know? All right, and now we're on to the finals, and this time it is Imu versus Roger again. Now this is I want to say I've actually been going against most of the stores, like finalists, like the people who generally get to the finals. So this definitely was one of the tougher tournaments. Generally you get not too many other people who like toward the end. Most of the time you see them at the end, but this time I got like a lot of the tougher guys for sure. Bao being one of the scariest. Now I lost the dice roll, so I'm going first. I did get the Shanks, which makes everything should make it a lot better, but he goes ahead and he has a good turn for him, I believe, for sure. Now doing a lot of trashing and cycling, as Imu does. We'll do 1 for him, 1 for me. 2 Dawn up, and we draw for turn. Hopefully we have a good ramp card here. He doesn't have a Dawn available, so if we do have to swing big, and it does look like we do, he will have to take. Generally getting him down lower is always best for us, but ramping is always better. He asked me how it works, so I went ahead and just got the counter out, just a reminder when he does go to 7. And yeah, he was thinking if it was a certain amount of life, and I was like, no, that's Sabo, mine is Dawn. So I don't know if I was reminding him or reminding somebody else who was watching, but he ended up swinging 5. We're gonna take that, get her Dawn off of there, get her done. Definitely gonna need a ramp here. This is looking rough because we didn't ramp on our first turn, but hopefully a double ramp will put us back to where we need to be. And right now we're just looking at a Bond Clay and a big swing, so a 7 swing, kind of getting rid of some of those counters early. We got one of the events gone out of there, which I guess that's not horrible. Just getting those events out. Of course, he gets the pop. When they have it, they have it. Pop our Bond Clay, our Nami, however you want to identify her. And swings 5 at life, with another 5 swinging probably from Jupiter or Saturn. Oh no. He decides not to swing, which I'm totally okay with. Yeah, so we're at 7 Dawn. He's at 6 Dawn. Or 7 active. I always go 7 usable Dawn, 8 Dawn. He's asking me, when will I get it? Will I get it next turn? Or if I ramp? I was telling him if I ramp to 10, it was the moment I have 10, that's when I get to become a 7K leader. So we have 6 Dawn. We search, we get the buggy. And with the buggy in hand, we're able to play the buggy to ramp. And 4 Dawn available, which we get the Buster. So we do get the double ramp. We don't. Which does make up at least for not ramping that one turn, but we're just not where we want to be. We are going to be able to swing huge. And he does go down to 2. I do like how we're getting him down on life. And we already seen one of his counters events. Does look like, now looking from the camera, that he does have another counter event that we got to get rid of. But he plays out Jupiter, which is going to make all his bodies a 7K swing. And he still does have a lot of Dawn up. One, two, three, four. Yeah, so we give him a 1K. I need to take the token off. There it is. And you use the rest of the Dawn to search. Yeah, just him being able to play out Jupiter does hurt a lot, because I got to, if I was able to get there a turn earlier, that would have been greater, which I think I would have been if I would have seen the buggy sooner. One thing I think this deck is missing is a way to just bounce cards back. We do get our Shanks out. We'll go into the body that's sideways, go 6 into 4, just to have one less thing to swing into, or swing into us. We will get a 7K swing, which is going to be the event for sure, and 12 into face, which is a blocker. So now they only have 2 cards to go into us. And I believe he's at 10 Dawn now. We do have only 5 cards, but we do have 3 life. You let him know he's 6K. And their bodies are 6K, so they're going to. He's going to swing 7 into 6.
I'm going to not protect him just because he has a lot more swings. I only have 5 cards, and I'm okay with them swinging into my life. If they want to do that, we'll get the reminder of the minus 1,000 on their board. And I think I'm going to bring the more token set just because, yeah, I'm bringing just so I can have multiple tokens on board. I haven't played Red Purple Luffy in a while, so I wasn't holding the counters. And there's 4 Don tapped for the Empty Throne. It's gonna bring him out. He didn't add a Don to Jupiter and Swing, which is fine. Boom. But I also don't know if you plan to, or yeah, it's kind of hard to say. I would always say if you're gonna trash him, might as well give him 1 Don and Swing. But if he's planning on trying to go into Shanks or swinging into Shanks, that may be reason not to. He chooses not to pop anything. And we're gonna get a huge swing, and then that's the reason why he didn't add a Don. Leave 1 up for event, swing huge into the Shanks, where I'm going to just give him 1 for the counter. Definitely keep him alive. Now we're at 10 Don. If I can get another Shanks on board, I feel like it solidifies. It definitely makes me feel a lot safer, just to negate those minus 2s. But we don't have that. We do have a Shanks. So what I'm gonna end up doing is I'm gonna minus 3 to the card that is sideways, and I think I should minus 2 not to a blocker. I should have done it to one of their cards that's not a blocker. I decided to do the draw one for whatever reason, which I think was bad. We're gonna go ahead and swing Buggy into him, which he goes ahead and gives away. Normally they protect that card, the minus 2, and it becomes a problem. Luckily, the Buggy gets to be useful here with that play. Definitely, if I would have did anything, I think I should have minus Jupiter by a minus 2, just to make him harder for him to swing into me, because now nothing that I minus is on the board anymore. Definitely make them use those blockers, and definitely I should have not minus those. So that was definitely a misplay on my part. Definitely wouldn't have to worry about them swinging anything. They do swing into the Buggy, which is 1 less attack into me, which is great. We'll see how he wants to negotiate his Don here, or turn his Don. He is searching. And every time I see a Don used, I'm just grateful, because that's less that they can attach and swing into me. Does grab a searcher, so he is still searching for something in particular. I think he's missing one of the elders. And more searching. Stussy does go into trash. He wouldn't be able to play it anyway, but it looks like he's found what he needed, or he at least is counting just to see if their leader, I guess, is getting the buff, even though she swung already. So a lot of thinking. He does have a huge amount of cards in hand. I am keeping one Don up. And just a lot of cards in hand. That is tons. If I had like a pudding equivalent, that'd be nice. He's remembering that he can't swing because he's not 7, so he is 6. He does have plans with the 4 Don. I don't know what the other 4 Don are going to be for, but he taps 3 for stage, which is going to knock out everything on board. So it wasn't too bad with the Rayleigh, because he sends everything back to the trash. So not horrible. And I'm thinking I guess I minus the blockers that way. If they did decide to swing, or if they did decide to block, I did have all the shanks and the buggies that still would kill them, and then their blockers would have been turned sideways and they wouldn't have been popped still. So it wasn't horrible minus in the blockers. If he did try to protect them, but he has himself a full board now. I have 2 big bodies on board, basically at 8 vanilla to go with my 7k leader swing. What would be perfect here, so we're going to attach 1 Don to our leader. If I see myself doing that, yeah, the silver Rayleigh, so we're going to turn the blocker sideways because we can't do the 6 drop blocker. So we have 1 active Don. He has 2 lives. He does have a few cards in hand. He has 1 active blocker. But we're gonna go ahead and swing 8 into face. And yeah, just let him know he has rusher. So he's gonna give us 2 2Ks for 9. We're okay with that. We want to see another 9 come through. Which he actually takes, which means I think if we swing, and we have 3 lives, so we're looking pretty healthy. I decide to swing 12 into his blocker just to get 1 less swing out, and then 9 in the face. Hopefully he wants to counter. He does have 4 active Don. Hopefully we can get 2 2Ks and two 2Ks and a 1. We get the 3K and a 2K. So, and leaving them with 4 cards in hand. We have 3 lives. We're sitting at a 7k leader with minus 1000 on the board. He's gonna swing into the Rayleigh here. Now, minusing the Rayleigh down, so the Rayleigh's at 6. He's swinging 6 into 6. I give a 1k, and that was definitely a mistake. Definitely a mistake there. He had 4 bodies on board plus leader. He had 5 swings. There's no reason for me to protect him when he was already at -6, and if he does the elder play, he'll be a -4. So that definitely was a misplay on my part. Now he has to attach 1 Don, swing into leader, which we're gonna take. Yeah, definitely we'll take that. We definitely want to go to 0 if we have Roger in hand. That would have been nice. Yeah, he can only -1 body on board, so the rest of our board was safe, I would say. Well, he can -2 after he does Elder. So he's swinging another 7 into life. Definitely want to take. He does the 10 elders. He does the 10 elders play. Just to see. Now he has 4 Dawn up. His leader is 6k, that plus 1,000. And he does get to search. Grabbing the event. So he's gonna swing 7 at that guy, making him 7 into 7. We'll protect that time. He has the leader. So it's gonna make him a 7, just making sure. 7 into 7 again. We'll give a 2k. But now we have 3 bodies to swing. He has 2 blockers. We don't have Roger live right now. So yeah, Roger's not live. We're gonna just swing the 12. Here we get the block. He does have a lot of counter in hand. Or at least he has 2 events up, so that is a lot of counter to deal with. Trying to see exactly what I need to do here. I'm putting 2 down the side. Do have 1 more blocker. If we swing 9, if we swing 12, it'll get a few cards out of his hand. So we're gonna swing 11 just to get one of those events, possibly 2 of those events out. Leave some Dawn up. He does take that now that Roger is not a viable play anymore. With him going down to 0. He still does have a lot of cards in hand, plus the blockers. So I'm just trying to see what cards, see how many 2Ks he has. That is a huge amount of cards in the trash. Just see how many of those 9K events that he has. I see 3, so there's possibly 1 in his hand, which we see now. Also trying to count 2Ks. There's just a lot. There's a whole deck. Basically looking through his whole deck. So I end up not doing that. Trying to decide how I want to end this. If I want to go aggro, if I want to split all this up, or do I need to defend? Yeah, definitely didn't have another big body. I was gonna go. No. Yeah. Forgetting that is a blocker. It's so colorful. The alt art. Yeah, and then just seeing if I could split. We'll just go big enough, so we'll swing big enough where hopefully he has the block. Leaving 4 Don up. I think I should have went at least one smaller. Yeah, he ends up doing 2 events. And then I block up. Play that for 2. He definitely has a lot of players on board, and I leave 2 events up. He swings 7 at me, minusing the Uta. So, looking at trash again. I kind of wanted to see how many elders he had. If he had another elders, trying to see if I need to worry about blocking. We do have a 1K for him. He swings another 7 into face. I do have these events. We'll go ahead and take, just look to see what kind of counter we have. And we do have a blocker, so we have a blocker and he can't pop the blocker. Since he bounced, like, I think they can only KO like a 5 cost. He swings again. Initially having 2 more swings. I do have 2 events. Yeah, I have 2 Dawn up. I use 1 event, counter. He has 3 swings left. I have 1 Dawn left. I have 2 blockers. I have a blocker. And we go ahead and use the counter event. I have a blocker, and then he has 1 more swing. What's crazy enough is, yep, we blocked that. He has 4 Dawn left, 10 Elders, and then he has a 7K swing. I have 1 card left in hand. Yep, throws everything out. Oh no, I have 2 cards in hand. So he searches, he finds the 1 card he didn't have, or the one alt. I'm not sure. Puts it back at the bottom. If only I could make him draw. And then he's 7. With 2 cards in my hand. Now I'm just like not paying attention to how he uses Dawn. I'm like, because I think I mapped it out probably wrong. Bam, 1 there. And that goes back to that 1K that I used trying to save Roger. If I wouldn't have done that, then I would have had 1K right then and there to win the game. But
all right, so those were some good matches. Definitely made mistakes all through, but you know, this is the first time playing the deck, and then playing the deck in real life, playing it on sim is a little bit tougher. You just really don't get the full picture sometimes, at least me, and that's just me playing a lot of sim. So good thing I'm getting a lot of practice in. Could have got first place, ended up getting 4th place, and I'll put that up there. But go D Roger. If you don't know what he does and you made it this far, I'll go ahead and just explain to you. Unless he has 10 Dawn, he has minus 2000 power. And if you have a Dawn on the field and you add Dawn from your Dawn phase or your draw turn, you have to give him 1 attack. So initially, you're always playing with like 1 less Dawn than what you normally have, but you have all the ramps and stuff to kind of help get you to that point where then you become a 7K leader. And if you could tell from my playstyle, I like to take as much as I can. I'm a 5 life leader, and just playing a lot of red purple Luffy, being a 6K leader with only 3 cards, it like having 5 is like amazing, right? So I'm comfortable with getting or taking life, getting down low, and then having cards like this Shanks to help defend, because minus 1000 power to all your opponents is really adding counter to your hand. It's making them having to attach a Dawn, and then your leader already being 7K. So if they have a bunch of 5-6 bodies are just 6K power, they would normally have to attach 1 Dawn. Now they have to attach 2 Dawn. And if they want to play a body out, or even if they want to split properly, you're really giving them something to tax with. This is what I loved in red purple Luffy, and it just makes it very hard for them to swing into. The next core is the Edward Newgate. He is really good, and we're gonna get a promo that's just like him. You play him around the same time, but he is really good. Defensive play, you establish a body, you get to play some defense, and you get a 9K swing with your leader, with him being 7,000. So this card overall brings offense, defense, and later on in the game, people may not see it worth it or see it a lot, but the when attacking aspect of it can really get rid of bodies or surprise chump blockers. Some like Uta, which is a 4000 power, but with the Shanks and then the new K swing, you're able to pop her. So there's a lot of value going there. Even those are definitely staples. And then Roger for sure, because it is a lot of blockers being played, and when you get to the end point where they want to drop down like 2 or 3 of these Utas, then you can just turn them off. They have to successfully play around him, and even when you don't have them, they have to respect it and not go down to 0, use the counter in hand, and that helps a lot for sure. So those are our non-Roger staples, I would say, at least for this build. The regular Rogers are just cards to be able to search for things and ramp. You have a lot of ramp. We do have 2 of these that we're running just to have another 2k in that slot. If I find the deck, because right now we're at 10 2ks and 18 1ks. If I feel like I'm having too many defensives, then I can play something more offensive in the slot. Maybe go into more Gabons. The problem with Gabon is for 6 Don, I'd rather play out 2 cards that are gonna ramp me. Which, yes, there's 2 cards that I'm losing out of hand versus this card will give me like 1 ramp plus add a card in hand or go neutral. Losing those 2 cards are worth it if your leader becomes 7k that turn, right? Playing a buggy and maybe your spell card that ramps you with 2 Don is nice, and then having some more Don to even play like a Bond Clay. Like if you can get the right combination at the right Don, you can ramp from like 6 to 7, and you saw that in the game. And that is really gonna turn the game around, especially if you can drop out Shanks early, way earlier than they can get rid of it. Like some people like want to play the Stussy, and if you can get this out way before the Stussy comes out, and then establish Newgate and just establish more problems, it is a wonderful. And that's the main reason why I have him at 2. He is a good body, especially against decks that swing big like Zoro, or even 6k leaders. You have something that you don't have to add on to, and you can still apply some pressure with him. So he's definitely great in that aspect. I just want to get big as possible and drop some of these 8-drop bodies. Now, the one card that I am playing, and a lot of people are playing it now. I didn't see this a lot in other people's builds, and I could definitely go up 1 or 2 with this card. Maybe 1. 2 is nice. It's just nice to have. The Imu matchup is where I would normally say he wouldn't be as useful, but just knocking 2,000 power, 3,000 power, and making them use that Don is really good. And then if you can, since their bodies are 5,000 power, if you knock it down 1 by 3,000s, your Shanks and your buggies that you had to play earlier are actually useful because they can swing into them. And if they want to give you counter swinging 2 into 2 when you still have a 7k swing, an 8k swing, 9k swing, then it's more power to you, less counter in their hand, and you can definitely clear some board with this and leave pressure. And then also they have a few chump blockers that you could also KO. It just helps swing. Now in the ace matchup, it's not as useful, but even giving minus 3k to their blocker or to the Yamato, and just relieving some of that early game pressure or late game pressure, because most of the time you're late game with this, because you can only play it when you have 9 Don or above. This is definitely a card that's won me a few games, especially like the Doflamingo, where I can -2 their the blue Doflamingo, which people are playing. I can -2 of their bodies and then KO the Teach. So this can definitely do some swings into some off meta, and it also can add value into the on meta. If not, it is a card you can pitch with 0 cost. But that's what I think. Let me know what you guys think of the games that I played. You can go ahead and play it. Say the misplays or drop the misplays. We definitely had a bunch. And again, this is like first second week. So a lot of mistakes being made. But until next time. And I appreciate you guys. If you were here for only a minute or just a second, I really appreciate you for watching the video, and we're out.